It was a day like any other in our seemingly tranquil neighborhood, a place where children played on manicured lawns, and the scent of freshly cut grass lingered in the air. But beneath the surface of this idyllic setting, tension simmered, personified by one individual, Karen. She had appointed herself the unofficial enforcer of the Homeowners Association (HOA), patrolling the streets with a ruler to measure grass height and issuing warnings for festive decorations she deemed too extravagant. Her presence was a constant reminder that peace in our community was often a fragile illusion. My wife, Emily, had always managed to navigate Karen's antics with grace and composure. She would calmly address Karen's complaints, never allowing herself to be drawn into unnecessary conflict. But on this particular day, Karen's behavior escalated beyond anything we had previously experienced. I had just returned home unexpectedly from a 6-month deployment as a Delta Force operator. Eager to surprise Emily, I parked around the corner and approached our house on foot. As I rounded the bend, I was met with a scene that made my blood run cold. Karen was standing at the edge of our driveway, her face contorted with rage, shouting at Emily about a perceived parking violation. Emily, ever the voice of reason, was attempting to explain that parking in front of our own house was well within the HOA guidelines. But Karen was beyond reasoning. Without warning, she reached into her handbag and pulled out a full-sized Glock, pointing it directly at Emily's chest. The click of the hammer echoed in the air, a chilling sound that signaled the gravity of the situation. In that moment, my training kicked in. 5 seconds, that's all it took for me to assess the threat, close the distance, and take action. I sprinted towards them, my voice booming as I commanded Karen to drop the weapon. Startled, she turned to face me, her eyes widening as she recognized me. I seized the opportunity, grabbing her wrist and twisting it just enough to make her release the gun. It clattered to the ground as I pinned her down, ensuring she could no longer pose a threat. Emily stood nearby, her hands trembling, eyes locked on mine. Neighbors emerged from their homes, some recording the incident, others calling 911. The police arrived swiftly, weapons drawn, but quickly assessed the situation. Karen was taken into custody, still protesting her innocence, claiming she had been provoked. In the aftermath, the community rallied around us. Baked goods appeared on our doorstep, flowers were sent, and people who had previously ignored Karen's behavior began to speak out. It became clear that this wasn't her first time threatening someone, just the first time she had done so with a weapon and in front of someone trained to handle such threats. Karen faced charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The HOA officially banned her from attending future meetings, and her house went up for sale shortly thereafter. Perhaps the reputation she had cultivated, or the knowledge that a Delta Force operator lived next door, deterred potential buyers. Emily and I continued to live in our home, walking past the spot on the curb where everything nearly changed forever. There's a newfound sense of peace in the neighborhood, a calm that wasn't there before. And every time I reflect on those 5 seconds, the ones that reminded me why I do what I do, I am grateful that I was there to protect the person I love most in the world. If this story resonated with you, please share your thoughts in the comments and consider subscribing for more real-life accounts that shed light on the challenges we face in our communities.